Yes. What's going on, family? What is up, guys? Welcome to today's stream with your boy Abel. Super excited to be here with every single one of you guys tonight. Go ahead and drop those locations, family, in the chizzy chat. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, if you guys can see my screen, I want to make sure everything is good to go. Give me 1 second, family. I just want to make sure we are straight before we get this thing started, because we are back, guys, with another live session. Super excited to be here with you guys all tonight, and it is the start of the week for us here on YouTube, guys, right? And again, you know, every single week, the whole goal of these live streams is just to get better every single time, right? Every single session, guys, that you guys jump on, you know, the whole goal is to actually go ahead and improve by at least just 1% better, right? You don't need to try to get the home run on one pitch. No, right? You know, every single time we jump on these streams, guys, it's all about just, you know, taking maybe one newer piece of information or just listening to previous information that can definitely go ahead and help you out tremendously, right? So again, big shout out to every single one of you guys that's rocking with me tonight. Super excited to be able to host this session for you guys all, and hopefully I can go ahead and provide you guys with some more clarity, some more understanding, some more education that can lead you guys, you know, to some more improvements in your overall trading journey overall. But let's see who we got in the building with us today, family, because we got a lot of y'all with us today, right? Let's see, man. Let's get it. Looking at the boot camp, day 4 is fire. I'm going to watch it a few more times and kill it. Days 3 and 4 are what's up. Yeah, day 3 and 4 of the boot camp is absolutely next level. I 100% agree with you, right? I definitely do. I see we got Chicago in the building. We got Cali in the house. Chicago, what's up? I see you guys. What is going on? We got Vermont in the building. ATL, New York, Michigan in the house. Baytown, Texas. What is up? Cedric? I see you in the building, right? Let's see. Loki be having the beat on repeat while looking at the charts. You got it, right? Let's see. Blessings, maybe peace upon you. Oh, what's going on, O'Neal? I see you in the chats as well. Welcome, Oscar. What's good, dog? We got DC in the building. Los Angeles, Cali, BK in the house. Arizona. We got Australia. Guy George. Good to see you in the chat, George. We got Bronx, Burbank. We got ATL. Winston. What's good, dog? Good to see you as well. Stockton, California. Christiana, Tennessee in the building. I see you, Latrice. What is going on? Baltimore in the house. Bert. Let's get it. Tampa, Florida in the building. Let's see. Could you check out UJ? I'm waiting for confirmation to confirm my bias either two way. Yeah, I got you, Eric. We're definitely going to go over a bunch of different pairs today. We're definitely going to go over the pairs that I talked about on my weekly overview video that I drop every single Sunday right here on YouTube. If you are inside of my inner circle, then obviously we do that call actually live together where we're able to go ahead and, conversate, right? We're able to have a back and forth. We're able to have a dialogue. We're able to have a question and answer, right? But yeah, for everybody that's not in the inner circle, you guys still get it. It's just you guys are going to have to get the replay with, on YouTube. The only downfall about the replay itself is that you guys don't get access to the question and answers portion. You guys don't get access to the actual dialogue that's created after the actual overview. But overall, you guys still getting value. You guys still being able to see my insight, my perspective on what I think the market is going to do for the overall week, and that itself is more valuable than anything out there, right? So again, big shout out to everybody that is in my inner circle. I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Thank you guys for supporting me and supporting this channel, and just helping me really continue to grow this thing the way that I want to actually continue to grow this, right? So definitely appreciate you guys tremendously, right? But let's see, we got Colombo, Sri Lanka in the wealthy house. We got DC, Houston, Texas, right? What's going on, Jermaine? Good to see you. We got New Jersey. We got Alabama, Suriname in the house. ATL, what up? Southside Chicago. We got Chicago. We got Nigeria. What is going on? Chicago on the check. A lot of you guys from Chicago in the building with me today. Appreciate every single one of y'all for sure. We got LA Melody. Good to see you in the chats as well. I appreciate y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what I want to talk about today, family. So overall, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar, all right, and see what do we have to be prepared for going into this week. Because for those of you guys that know, and if you guys have been on my sessions, you guys know how big I am on fundamental and sentimental analysis, and really trying to understand that to the best of my abilities. Because when I understand fundamentals, it's going to allow me to create sentiment off the fundamentals. And when I figure out sentiment on the way that I approach and the way I look at it, it definitely helps me out tremendously, guys, with understanding long-term order flow, long-term direction for this market as a whole, right? For all of these markets in general, right? When I look at fundamental and sentimental analysis, guys, it's not really it doesn't just only relate to forex, right? No, right? Mainly, like, it's if we're gonna be honest, a lot of this fundamental data and releases that occur, yeah, it affects every financial market across the board, right? Every single one. So it's not just for forex, right? So please keep that in mind, guys, right? When you understand, how to really correlate fundamental news, sentiment off of the fundamental news to these financial markets, it doesn't matter what you're trading, right? You could trade forex, you could trade stocks, commodities, cryptos, it doesn't matter, right? Because when you understand the markets from a forex, a fundamental perspective, the overall macro outlook of it, you're going to be in a such better position overall when you are trying to find some entries to take advantage of, guys. So again, please understand that we do here focus a lot on sentiment, a lot on fundamentals, and then we utilize technical analysis just to help us identify when it's time to actually enter. Okay, because technical analysis, guys, is absolutely important. It is one of the main pillars of trading, right? But that is something that should be utilized as a confirmation for entry, right? Confirmation for entry based around on what the data is stating, right? So that's just pretty much how I approach the markets, guys, and it has definitely been playing out. Like, this, if I'm being honest, this year is definitely by far probably one of my best trading years, right? And it's just because of now how I'm approaching this market, right? It's absolutely insane when you really understand how this market moves. It really just changes, guys, your confidence level in these markets, right? My confidence has not been this high in quite a while, right? But now, just because of the added information I added to my arsenal, right, it really changed the game for me, right, tremendously. So I definitely highly recommend you guys to continue to watch this channel, continue to pay attention to what I say, and not just me, but also, guys, go out there and do some more research as well. Go out there and figure out what the major news events are if you haven't got it from me, right? Go ahead and figure out from other analysts, from other economists, whoever you want to go to, right, and really see how this stuff affects these markets as a whole. Right? Again, you don't have to just take my word for it, right? In fact, I don't want you just to take my word for it. Always go ahead and double check the information, right? I think one of the reasons, guys, why for me I'm able to get information and not just apply it so quickly and do it with confidence is because I don't ever just settle for one person's perspective on something, right? If somebody says, yo, Abel, bro, this is exactly why the market's doing this, and this, I accept it, right? Especially if the person is credible. But what I also go do is now I go find other people to try to back that. Right now I go on YouTube. Right now I go find other mentors that are also credible to see what they have to say on this topic. Right? Because now when you're putting together all these different perspectives, guys, it really is going to change the game for you. Because now once you do get, 2, 3 people, 4 people that are credible, all pouring the same exact information into you, your confidence level can only go up now. Because now your proof of concepts, which are your mentors, right? Your mentors are your proof of concepts. right? When you have a bunch of mentors that are now literally pointing to the same exact thing, it's gonna change the game for you, right? So again, if I tell you guys something, absolutely take it in, right? Because I'm not gonna give you guys. I try my best, family, right? I try my best that if I'm giving you guys information, it's stuff that I've actually researched a lot on, right? Because I'm not like one of these people on this platform, guys, that like to just act like I know what I'm talking about, right? Try to talk the talk. No, like I'm actually backing everything up with actual real data, real information, real websites from real. I try to do my best, guys, to give you guys the real, right? But even that, make sure to go do your own, right? Make sure to always go ahead and even double check what I'm saying, just because it's going to improve your confidence on that topic as a whole. All right, so big. Just wanted to throw that out there, right? Because that is very, very, very big to understand, guys. Okay, if you listen to it from different perspectives, different people, it's going to really, really just help you understand it as well. All right, so besides that, though, let's go ahead and see what we got here, guys, for the news for this week overall. Right, and I'm only going to mainly focus on the high impact, the high volatility news events, guys. So I'm not going to focus on pretty much anything unless it has 3 stars or red folders, whatever, depending on what calendar you're actually looking at, right? But I want to pay attention to the red folders for this week, right? So let's see what we got here overall. Let's see. So today is Tuesday. We actually had quite a lot of news that actually got released. Overall, guys, today, I would say that probably the most important releases that we actually seen today. Why is this still showing the 2 stars? I don't want the 2 stars. I want just the 3 stars to show, right? But probably one of the most important things, guys, is not just this consumer confidence that came out, but also the job openings, right? Again, it's just very important to see the trend, right, that a lot of these indicators could be heading in, because that is really going to help us, pretty much figure out sentiment based off that. Right, so again, consumer confidence, guys, is very important. That thing actually came out at around 103.2. Let's go ahead and get into this and really just see what we can figure out from a trend perspective based on these actual data releases, right? So the consumer confidence, right? The Conference Board Consumer Confidence measures the level of consumer confidence in economic activity. All right, again, this is why this one is so big and why I tell you guys to pay attention to this, right? It is a leading indicator as it can predict consumer spending, which plays a major role in overall economic activity. Okay? Now, keep in mind, guys, right? A higher than expected reading should be taken as positive, right? Higher readings point to higher consumer optimism. Look at what actually just came out. So last time, right, consumer confidence was at 95.3. They were expected to go higher, right, at 97.9, but it actually came out real high, right? So we actually did just see, guys, a jump in consumer confidence overall, at least for right now. But if we're being honest, even though we did get this little jump, I mean, look at the trend right here, right? Look at the trend, guys, that we've been seeing literally for, I mean, we could just even start since 2021, right? Last year, right? This is literally July, so pretty much almost exactly a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, right? Consumer confidence was at a pretty high point, right around 125. So even though we did get a nice little jump up here, what is the overall trend that we're seeing here, guys? Right, again, if you could read one chart, you could read any chart. Keep that in mind. Right? If you could read one chart, you could read any chart, guys. So what is the overall direction that we have actually been going? Right? We're still very much going lower. Yeah, we had a little spike higher right now, but that doesn't mean that is going to sustain. I mean, if we look back in the past, we had a couple little spikes up this year, right, where consumer confidence looked like it could have been coming back in, right? But every time we had a spike, something happens and it just continues to drop. So again, I think consumer confidence, guys, is still very much not going to stay here overall, just because of the state of the markets as a whole. But again, this is a big indicator as well, because it can help us figure out sentiment, right? Sentiment is what's probably one of the most important things, guys, that we have to really understand. When you understand sentiment, you understand what the big boys is doing, right? And I'm talking about sentiment from an overall general macro outlook of what you think these markets are going to do, right? I personally believe, just for anybody that's newer to the call, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Thank you guys for watching me, right? But just so you guys are aware of how I'm approaching this whole market, right? The Forex markets as a whole, right? Based on the current state of the markets, right? So what are a few things right now that as a whole, a lot of central banks, guys, right, across the world, what are a few things that they're currently trying to deal with right now, right? I want you guys to answer this in the chat, right? We're going to get very interactive with you guys today. I want to make sure we're all paying attention, right? So again, guys, the question that I have for y'all is, what are a couple things right now, right, that are causing, you know, sentiment to change, or causing market moves, or causing, you know, decisions to be made? What are a few factors that us as consumers are dealing with, definitely, but that federal central banks right now are trying to fight and combat? You can never go wrong with no Snapple Apple. Yeah. Right? So again, right now, we have the central banks, guys, that are trying to fight inflation. We have the central banks that are also trying to keep our economy from going into a crazy recession. Now, the big situation that we have here, I actually sent this in one of my chats earlier, right? And I sent this graphic that I'm actually going to bring up to you guys as well, because I think it is a very important graphic to really just understand, guys, the landscape at what the Federal Reserve is truly dealing with right now. Right, because they really do not have an easy job, right? It's like they're like in a very they're in a lose situation, guys. If we're just gonna call a spade, right? So let me go ahead and bring up this graphic right here, right? Because this is pretty much the situation that the Federal Reserve is currently in right now, right? They have two main objectives that they're focused on, right? The first main objective, guys, is dealing with economic weakness. Right, we have now experienced 2 quarters back to back of negative growth, right? We are showing economic weakness, right? So that is definitely something that the Federal Reserve has to focus on, right? Because their job is to have a growing economy, not a contracting economy, right? So that's number one. But the second thing they're also dealing with, guys, is inflation, right? They're dealing with inflation. Now, the thing about this is, right, and the reason why the Fed is in a very tough spot right now, right, in a very tough spot, is because you can't fix one without continuously destroying the other. Right? Like if the Federal Reserve, guys, right? And if we look at this graphic right here, right? The Federal Reserve, the reason why we are experiencing economic weakness right now is because of the monetary policies that the Federal Reserve is now implementing. Why are they implementing certain policies? Well, now, again, their job is to try to fight inflation. The only reason why we're seeing economic weakness now is because of their goal of trying to fight inflation. Now, inflation, guys, even though we've seen a little correction, a little bit of a downturn in it, right? A little bit of a downtick in inflation. Even though we've seen that, inflation is still very much high. Remember, the goal for the Federal Reserve, guys, at least here in the U.S., is to have inflation around 2%. It's at 8.5%. Right? So we still clearly have a lot of inflation, but the only way that they can continue to fight inflation is if they send our economy into a recession. And that's not just for the Federal Reserve here, right? The central bank in the US. It's for every central bank across the world, because this is a global issue right now. Right? This is a global situation, right? A global recession that looks like it's about to happen across the board. But the only way to now, again, try to fight inflation is to continue to make this economy weaker, right? You have to make the economy weaker, right? When I'm saying you make the economy weaker, I'm saying you have to start to, you know, how do I state this, right? You have to start to make demand less, right? You have to start to lower the demand for assets, for goods, for everything. We need people to stop spending money, point blank, period. Right, consumer spending, guys, is absolutely what plays a major part in economic strength, right? Economic growth, right? When more people are spending money, more growing is occurring. Right now, we want the opposite to happen to try to fight inflation. Right, so again, it's a lot happening, guys, for the Federal Reserve right now. Right, but all this stuff that's happening right now is good news for us as traders. Right, because right now, again, the Federal Reserve is in a lose-lose situation. The only way that they can get inflation under control, like I said, is if they actually continue to send us into more of a downturn in the market, right? If we need to experience a lot more economic weakness to lower inflation. But if they don't want economic weakness, if they want us to start going back up, right? If they want the economy to start growing, then there's no way for them to actually fight inflation that way. But the whole point of this, guys, is that now us as traders, We have the ability to understand that there's mad chaos in the world right now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of doubt, right? There's a lot of craziness right now in the markets. All that fear that is now coming, right? Because the Federal Reserve does not know how to act. The Federal Reserve has dropped the ball numerous times. We are now seeing a decreasing economy. We're now seeing interest rates going higher. So because of all these things, guys, this is going to be a prolonged recession that we're in right now. So when we know this information, we have the ability to act. When we have this information, guys, we have the ability now to understand what is going to benefit from the currency perspective. Right? For all you guys that have been in the chat that have been rocking with me for a while, right? When we are currently with the situation that we're currently in right now, what currency is going to benefit right now, currently, that we're in this time right now that we're in? Go ahead and answer that in the chat. What currency is going to benefit? What currency? And you can go ahead and say assets too, right? Because there are certain assets that you can own that also benefit during these periods in time. Yeah, daddy dollar. Daddy dollar. Yeah. Right? The US dollar, guys, is what's been going insane this entire year and last year as well. Right now, a reason why do you guys think the dollar has been gaining massive strength? Why do you guys think? Answer this in the chat. Yeah, you guys are right. It's all, yeah, we all know it's dollar, right? We are risk off sentiment, right? We are risk off. Turn the risk off. Right? But why do you think the dollar has been gaining so much strength? It's because confidence is nowhere to be found. Right? When there's no confidence in the decision makers that we have here for the central banks, investors do not feel confident to keep their money in riskier assets like the stock markets, the crypto markets, so on and so forth. Right? So with all that fear, with all that uncertainty, we don't want to risk our hard-earned money in these crazy markets. So what do? Instead of sitting on this riskier asset, what we can do is go ahead and just liquidate, sit on cash during this little period in time right now where we're experiencing a little downturn. And then when the market bottoms out, we're now so liquid that we sit on cash that we can go ahead and invest back in at a cheaper price. I'm trying to tell you. Right? So overall, guys, we have been playing this market the same exact way this entire year. And we have been extremely accurate this entire year. Right? Now, with that said, again, let's go ahead and finish out this calendar so we can get into the markets, guys. So we did have job openings report actually get released as well. You know, we actually did have an uptick in job openings, 11.2 million job openings that are available, which is actually a good thing. This will probably be positive data for the economy because right now, I personally believe that there is going to be a mass layoff situation that happens very soon. But for it to be drastic, right, a massive layoff situation to actually, do something drastic, there obviously has to be, a decreasing number of job openings as well. All right, because as long as people are getting fired and then, still 11 million jobs available, they're still able to go ahead and still find another position pretty quickly. So overall, though, this could have been looked at as positive data for the markets. All right, but let's see what else we got here, guys. Going into tomorrow, we do have CPI for the euro. Big deal. Big deal, guys, here at 5 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. They are expecting inflation to still go up and increase over there. Right, we do have non-farm employment change as well for tomorrow. We have GDP report for the Canadian dollar as well, followed by crude oil inventory. So that's pretty much what we're looking at for tomorrow's actual day as well. Right, let's go ahead and get straight into the markets, guys, and see what we got going on here. Right, so I'm gonna start off by taking a look at the dollar. You guys know how I do it. I'm a big fan of really analyzing what the dollar is about to do, so we can go ahead and position ourselves overall. All right, so take a look at the dollar, guys. Again, we haven't really done nothing, right? Again, just like last week. Last week we were very choppy. To start this week, guys, we're still very choppy. Really not doing too much at all. Now, obviously, we understand what the overall flow of this market is. Just like I said earlier, I mean, we have just been extremely, extremely bullish here for, the dollar itself, guys. And I really do want to see that continue as a whole. What has me really concerned right now, right? Because I was actually looking for continuations, to start this week, guys, right? I was looking for continuations to actually go ahead and go higher, right, from these areas that we're at right now, right? So we did get a nice reaction, the reaction that I was looking for. Literally, I told you guys right on Sunday, this is the area I wanted to see price come to, this 108,400, and then I want to see, and we got that, right? We did get that nice little reaction, and I really want to see this reaction now follow through higher, right? That would be really, really cool, right? And this entire range that we're here right now, this entire range is more of a reaccumulation phase, just preparing itself for the next big move up, right? So that's like the main my main focus, right, is definitely something like that. But one thing that I'm also keeping my eyes on as well, right, is that me going to the bigger picture, bigger time frame, there is always a chance for price to maybe want to go ahead and correct as well. So I'm also looking here, guys, on the higher time frame, right, daily, weekly time frame, and I'm asking myself, okay, right, yeah, again, there is a chance that for price to really go higher from these levels for the dollar, and I still like it. Again, we're literally at another very important level of structure, right? So if the market is going to go up, this is a very interesting area for it to happen from. Now, we do have another area down here, if we're being honest, that price can also realistically give us a reaction from. But again, for me, I think now I'm still leaning towards bullish continuations, but for some reason my gut feeling is telling me that price might actually want to go ahead and start to correct a little bit lower here for the dollar. I don't know, it's just my gut feeling. When it comes to trading, obviously we want to make logical trading decisions, right? And that is super loud, let me turn it down. Right, obviously in trading, guys, we want to make sure that every decision that we make is logical. But this is the thing about trading in your experience, right? As you really continue to trade, guys, right, and as you put years and years and years and years and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours under your belt, you're going to understand that your gut feeling can also really help you with logic, right? Because a gut feeling necessarily isn't always about emotions. A gut feeling can come from you seeing a pattern happen so oftenly, right? A gut feeling can be more so just a reaction to something being repetitive, right? That you noticed that played out. So that's what I'm thinking, right? Yeah, I still do think that price could very well continue higher. But I'm also very, very torn, and I wouldn't be surprised if the market actually did go lower. So how I'm playing this, right? What I'm playing right here, guys, for the dollar itself, right? And what I really want to see and what I really think, or how I'm just gonna, very simple. This is really how I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna overcomplicate it whatsoever. But what I need to see now, right, is I'm still gonna be playing the upside all day long, right? My bias is still to play the buy all day, right? If I take a L on it, it is what it is, right? I'm a man. I'll accept that L. I'll accept the loss and just move past it. But if I take the L for whatever reason, again, I don't know what pair I'm going to be buying yet. I know that if I am expecting, the dollar to increase, then yeah, I'm going to be buying the dollar against other pairs. But if we end up closing below this 108 level right here, this 108.2, you could say, then I think we are definitely in for a much deeper correction, right? A much deeper pullback. Right now, again, overall though, yeah, I'm still very much bullish. I don't want you guys to confuse what the overall bias is. We're still very much expecting continuations higher. It's just a matter if we're going to continue from this range right here that we're creating, or if we're going to actually correct a little bit lower before we actually continue. My gut feeling is telling me that we could very easily, probably also either go higher or go right back down to these lows, right? So again, I'm playing the buy, but I also will be ready to react and adjust myself to the potential of it actually corrects, and if it actually does happen. Okay, it is what it is. If it does, it's not a big deal if it does, right? But that's pretty much where we're at. It's definitely been very, very choppy markets, guys, overall over the last week. Like extremely, extremely choppy markets. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty much it's definitely been a very shaky. I'm not gonna say too shaky, but it's definitely been a very interesting and shaky past couple weeks, guys, with these markets, right? But that's the game. The markets aren't always going to be pretty. One thing about this as well, guys, right, is that we also have to understand we are now entering into a new season of the year. Okay, this is very important, right? Shout out to 20 Pip Savage, I see you, right? But we are now entering a new season in the year, right? We're going from the summer into the fall, right? We're going from, again, everybody being outside, enjoying life, doing this, right? Everybody taking vacations, right? You know, people doing all this, doing that during summer, to now everybody locking back in and having to go back to school, right? So you have to understand, market conditions definitely do change based on the current season that we're in, right? Based on the current season, right? Based on the current season, guys, certain things occur, right? Certain seasons, there's a lot more consumer spending that happens for whatever reason, right? Obviously, during the holidays, we know that consumer spending is through the roof during the holidays, right? We know these things, right? So as we are aware of these things, right, as we know that, yeah, certain seasons, whether it be, you know, Christmas or a holiday or certain things like this, right, the markets are going to react different ways. That's why it's so important, for one, to practice risk management, because our trade isn't always going to hit every single time, every single season. That's just not how it works. So we always want to make sure we practice risk management. But for two, we have to be able to adjust, right? We have to be able to adjust. You have to really be aware, guys, of when your strategy is not working. Like if you are a swing trader, normally you're going for 100, 200, 300 pips at a time, right? But because of the season, you are now starting to notice that your trades are turning around far sooner than where your take profit is. You have to be able to read that and adjust, right? Market conditions could have just changed, and now it's, you know, more times probably not going to go in, you know, as long as you normally are used to, right? So it's things like this, guys, that, you know, you get from experience, right? That's why I feel like the one biggest thing that separates the beginner trader from somebody that's actually doing it is that level of experience. Okay, it really is, right? Because I'm gonna give you guys a little tip right here, right? It does not matter about what you do when you first start trading, right? So for example, if you started trading, right, and in 3 months, let's say you started to grow your account, right? You grew your account from $100 and you got it up to 10,000, right? That's impressive, right? 1,000 to 10,000, that's amazing. Shout out to however could do that, right? That's amazing. But it is what it is. That's not actually trading. That's just you actually growing and scaling your account, right? The real task, right, the real test to see if you actually are a trader or not is going to come once you actually lose that account, right? Because this is what I say all the time, guys, right? I don't consider nobody a true professional unless you were able to grow an account, blow the account, come back into the markets, and able to grow back that account again. That's when I consider somebody experienced enough as a trader to really be a professional, because that's not an easy thing to do, right? It's not easy to grow your account, right? But when you grow it and then you end up blowing it, it's even twice as hard now to try to regrow that account, because now you're all messed up mentally, right? Now you're all in your feelings. So yeah, I really don't consider somebody a real trader, guys, until they actually grew it, blew it, and then got it back. Because you have to be able to go through that emotional aspect. You have to go through those emotional feelings. You have to experience those things, right? It's better to experience, guys, those emotional feelings now early in your career while you're trading with somewhat smaller accounts than when you actually are trading 7-figure accounts, right? 8-figure accounts, 9-figure accounts. It's way better to get all that out now, right? So yeah, go through it. You're gonna have to go through it. We all go through it, right? It is what it is. That's a part of the process. It's how you react and you rebound. Are you able to keep your emotions, and are you able to rebound after a string of losses? Yes or no? That's the big question that most people can answer, but they cannot follow through on. I'm being dead serious. That's just how it is, right? Again, trading really is, majority, guys, is all mental, right? It's all about your approach and how you rebound from certain situations. All right, so let's see what else we got here, guys. Let's see. Teach mic acting up. Yeah, I see that. Yo, I was actually having issues with my mic earlier too. I don't know what's good with this mic, man. I'm gonna have to get this mic fixed. All right, but let's see what else we got here. I think that pullback coming a little deeper, but I'll be watching closely. It's very possible, man. It really is. Let's see. Facts had to go from swing to entry day trader due to market conditions. Shout out to my brother Jonathan. I appreciate you, bro, for rocking with us. All right, definitely means a lot, my brother. Let's see. Abel, when I hit 1-to-1 R to R, I take 50% off the table to go break even and let the rest fly. I mean, that's not a good plan, Sauceum, if it is a part of your plan, right? You know, but keep in mind, once you're doing that, you know, if you are now, you know, doing any type of trade management at a 1-to-1 risk reward, then yeah, you're trading actually a 1-to-1 risk reward, all right? Like those are your setups, 1-to-1. And if you are going to be doing that, you have to understand sauce and how accurate you have to be. All right, there's nothing wrong with doing that, because I see what you're doing. Right, once you get to a 1-to-1 risk to reward, you want to go ahead and take risk off the table, close off 50%, and that's cool, right? You made money. But those really are 1-to-1 type of risk to reward setups, right? So what happens if you don't go 1-to-1 risk to reward, right? And now you have to take that L. So just understand that, right? You're really trading 1-to-1 risk to reward setups. So your win rate has to be higher, right? It has to be around the 60%, 70% consistently for you to really actually go ahead and be here long term. All right, there's nothing wrong with the plan, though. You know, again, if that's your plan, hey, you know, stick with whatever works. Let's see, it's just like the weather. It never rains all year, 100%. 100%. Let's see exactly. You got to know if you lost it all, you can get it back. And the game is always going to test you 100% of this. All right, so let's see. When is the new platform dropping? That's a great question, Roy, right? So the new platform, guys, for everybody that's not aware, we actually are in the process, guys, of launching something very, very new. I can actually go ahead and show you guys it as well. Right now that we actually fixed a few things on the back end, right? But yeah, we are actually launching, guys, a new platform that's gonna be absolutely game changer very, very, very soon, and I'm extremely excited for this launch. We are actually planning to launch this, guys, in November, right? In November, so in about 2 months, we are dropping something major, right? That's really gonna go ahead and disrupt the industry as a whole, right? Because it's not just, you know, a course, right? It's not just in an academy, right? No, it's a lot more, guys, that's actually being implemented into this new platform that is really going to take trading and teaching to a completely new level, right? So obviously live sessions are going to be happening, right? Live trading calls, New York session, live sessions, right? With the boy Skaggs, the GOAT, right? That's going to happen, right? You know, we're definitely going to be doing a lot, guys, from signal services to just know, you know, it's gonna be a lot that's really about to drop on this platform, guys, in November, right? So the Profit Society is actually the name of the new movement, the new opportunity that we're launching. And yeah, you know, I know for a fact, guaranteed, right? Everybody that does decide to rock with us, it's gonna be absolutely game changer, right? If you've gotten value from me, guys, you know, on this platform right here on YouTube for free, or if you actually paid for my boot camp and you got value there, then just think about all of that value in a central location where we're all able to really go ahead and communicate, interact, right? Actually go ahead and like I don't want to give you guys too much, right? But just know it's gonna be absolutely next level, all right? Just know it's gonna be absolutely next level, all right? So, you know, just wait on that, guys. That's gonna be yeah, that's gonna be a game changer for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we got here, guys. So overall, like I said, for the dollar, it's definitely at a very, very interesting area for sure. Right, so with that said, Euro USD, guys, like I said, overall, you know, I'm still very much bearish this, and I was looking for an opportunity to go short, guys, from these levels that we're at right now, right? Because we are looking at the daily, right? But I was interested in going short right from this area that we're currently at right now. And again, there is a very good possibility for that to actually happen, guys. But I'm gonna be honest, like my confidence is gonna go higher on this opportunity, you know, if we can actually go ahead and really get below this level here. Right, if we can get back below this 0.99 level, then obviously, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have a lot more confidence, right? Because again, just that gut feeling thing, right? I think, you know, I really do think for some reason, you know, the market is just want to go ahead and extend this pullback a little bit more, right? So I think that there is a chance for price to actually pull up to this 1.009 level. You know, we do have, again, this big old imbalance, right? Fair value gap, whatever you want to call it, right? You know, we do have a lot of this clean traffic that's all up here too that might actually want to go ahead, you know, and get targeted, right? So there is a chance, guys, for price to do this before we go ahead and roll over, all right? So, you know, it is there, all right? And that's why I'm keeping my eyes on it, seeing what the market ends up doing. But, you know, we do have NFP on Friday, right? We do have NFP on Friday, right? Which is definitely a market mover. You know, so you never know, right? Market might spike us up, you know, just for us to go ahead and sell off, right? But overall, at this point, that's what I think. I think the market is going to do, guys, for the euro, right? I do think that we have a much higher likelihood of now actually going ahead and just rebounding, right, and actually continuing higher. You know, the sell that I was looking for from these areas, you know, I actually did take entries. I did take sells here. I got stopped out literally like numerous times, guys. I've been getting stopped out at break even a few times. I got stopped out at break even when we were here, had an entry here, price came back, stopped me out, got another re-entry, price dropped again, just literally stopped me back out again. So it's just been how price action has been playing around these level. with the reaction I wanted to see, based off of, the lack of demand that I was expecting for the euro, I wanted to see this thing absolutely start tanking already by far, but it just hasn't happened, right? So again, right now, I think, yeah, we might see a little pullback, but I think there's actually a higher chance that we actually continue this pullback higher now, so that's just something I'm going to be keeping my eyes on, guys, and seeing what the market does give us. This week, I'm not going to say I'm moving a little bit more cautious, I wouldn't say, but I'm definitely just being a little bit more prepared, right, for anything that the market can do overall, just because, again, we have been very, very choppy as a whole, like extremely, extremely choppy, right? Especially, again, you guys know I love Euro USD, right? I love trading the euro. I love trading a lot of dollar correlated pairs in general. I love trading dollar correlated pairs, right? So, when the markets are very choppy, like at least the euro was, then yeah, it's a little tougher, right? So this one overall, guys, is very, very choppy. I had a couple sell opportunities that just weren't playing out, just continuously getting stopped at a break even. Now, because of the reaction, I think that there's actually a chance for us to go higher now, right? So if there's anything I'm going to be playing for the euro tonight, it might be, right? It might be maybe a buy opportunity, maybe somewhere lower near these areas down here, right? If we're able to see price spike back down to here, right, then yeah, that might be an opportunity to go ahead and go long, right? But it's definitely not one of my favorite setups, guys, for today. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's not something I usually say with Euro USD, right? But it's definitely not one of my favorite setups going into tonight, right? So I might end up just sitting this one out and just letting that one do its thing. But let's go ahead and take a look at a few opportunities, guys, that did actually move, right? Because every other pair, though, right, every other pair for the most part, guys, against the dollar, they did actually have some very big moves today, right? So if we look at this one right here, guys, right, AUDUSD actually played out exactly how I expected it, and how I actually called it out. Now, again, for those of you guys that weren't a part of the actual a part of the inner circle, you guys didn't actually see when I actually marked this up, because I did this on the actual Sunday call that was removed from the video on YouTube. But somebody had asked what I thought AUDUSD was going to do, and I said very simple: we're going to pull back up, and then we're going to sell from right there, right? So this one played out absolutely to the T. Perfection, guys. This one is absolutely great. So AUDUSD, though, is very, very good chance for us to continue going lower, right? So I'm a big fan of this one, guys. Continue to short this. I just want to see price come back higher a little bit, right? Maybe back up into this level here around the 0.69 level, and then from that 0.69, I'm liking the opportunity just to continue in this bearish trend overall, right? I like it. Yeah, I like it. It looks very juicy in my opinion. Right? It looks very good. Right, so that's just an opportunity, guys. One of the better looking ones. Definitely looks better than Euro USD for now. So yeah, that's one of them. All right, let's go and see what else we got here. Let's go take a look at GBPUSD, because this one as well also ended up giving us a little sell-off today. Overall, my bias, guys, at the beginning of the week was to see price come back up to this level and then sell off. Obviously, price didn't do that. It just came back up to structure to the left right here, and then gave us a little sell-off. Now, I do think, again, for GBPUSD, I'm not a fan of this sell-off right here. I don't know, it's just a very weak sell-off to me. But I think we can actually see price probably pull back up before we actually continue lower. All right, so GBPUSD is definitely a little bit more interesting, but I think we're actually going to push up. I still like to sell, guys, up here from this 1.18 level. Right, I'm still a big fan of the sell up here, from these levels for GBPUSD. Right, so I'll be waiting. If price can get up there, amazing. Then I'll be able to go ahead and take advantage of it, right, all day long. So I'm definitely being patient for this one. I know some of you guys are probably gonna try to look for the sell off of this level. And again, the market's market gonna do what it wants to do. So there is a chance for it to fall off from there. So if you take that, just do what you do. But I think we're actually gonna end up running this. I think we're actually gonna run the moving average, run that level of structure, target higher, before we actually end up selling off back to the downside. Right, so that's how I'm positioning myself, guys, for the pound itself. And I like it. Right, I do think we do have some chances to go higher and higher and higher. All right, let's see what else we got here. I know somebody has said I can't remember what pair somebody had asked for. All right, let me see, what pair was it? Yeah, I can't remember what pair it was. I remember somebody asked me for some pair. I can't remember what it was. All right, but again, GBPUSD, guys, I like to sell from up here. All right, so is it possible then, Abel? I know some of you guys are thinking, Abel, should we buy it then all the way up to that point? I know somebody's thinking about it, right? Because I used to think that way too. Hey, but you want to sell it from up there, bro? So can't we just buy it up there? I mean, it's up to you. You can, but what is the overall flow of this market? Like, look at this momentum, right? So yeah, you can try to catch a counter trend move, but just be aware that is a counter trend move. And if you're not experienced, then catching a counter trend is actually pretty tricky, right? It's not as easy as people may make it seem, right? So be mindful of that, right? Yes, you can definitely try to catch the move higher if you know what you're doing, if you know what you're looking for. But if you're not experienced, it's always best just to stick with the path of least resistance, right? The path of least resistance is sticking with the overall trend, all right? Sticking with the overall trend. So yeah, I think, and big shout out to all of our newest subscribers, by the way, right? My apologies. I apologize for not giving you guys a shout out and the love you guys deserve, right? So I appreciate you, Kevin Lyles. I appreciate every single one of you guys that also, decided to subscribe, to my channel. It definitely means a lot to me. So I appreciate you guys so much, family. Can we go ahead and drop some welcomes in the chat for our newest subscribers to the familia? Again, the goal is to continue to grow this channel, and every time I see somebody subscribe, it definitely just means a lot to me. So I want to make sure I do my part by giving you guys your love, right, and sending you guys some love for sure, right? So I appreciate every single one of you guys that decided to subscribe today, right? So again, GBPUSD, I really want to see it all the way up here, all right? Again, is there a chance for price to come right to here and sell off? It is, but if it happens, I don't care for it, right? I want to look for the sell from up here, right, all day long, right? And I appreciate all y'all too for dropping those welcomes, right? It really does mean a lot, right? So again, this is what I'm looking for, guys. GBP, it is a little bit of a ways. We do got to be patient to see if price is going to get up there. For all you guys that are not patient though, if you are looking for the buy, I would wait for a break of this, right? If you are going to be looking for the buy, right, see if we can actually go ahead and see a nice strong break above this level. I would wait for the retest, and then I'll look to ride it up, just to be a little on a little safer side. Okay, because again, I'm just not a fan of trying to buy going against the overall momentum. It's just not something I like doing, right? I like sticking with the trend, staying with the trend, and flowing with the trend. All right, so that's GBP USDizzle. Right, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's take a look at, and I'm gonna stick with the dollar pairs first, just so we can go through these, and then we'll go ahead and get into all the other cross pairs for sure. Right, so let's take a look at USD CAD. Right, USD CAD. Let's see what we got here. All right, so USD CAD, guys, is definitely a very ugly pair. This is why I haven't been trading this pair all year. I mean, this thing is just super ugly, super choppy. I mean, literally since last year, right? So over an entire year, we're talking about a year and like 4, 5, 6 months now. We have literally just been inside of this range, right? So if we've been in this range for so long, and the market is now starting to do what? Come back up to this range, right? Look at this. We had all these touches to the range on both sides, right? On both sides, right? All these reactions to the range on both sides, right? So clearly the market been respecting this range tremendously. Now we're coming back up to this range, right? So if we're using previous history, if we're using previous price to help us predict future price, what can we expect from these levels up here? Right? There's a good chance, especially if we find it from an area of supply and demand, which we are at an area of supply, then yeah, there is a decent chance, guys, for price to realistically go ahead and start to go lower, right? Realistically. But that's also betting against dollar strength, right? That's also betting against dollar strength. So again, yeah, historically or realistically, if we're playing supply and demand zones, if we're adding up all our confluences here, right, we have, again, the top of this trend line, we have the level of structure, resistance, supply, right? We can throw a Fibonacci, like you can add a million different confirmations here, right? We got the 71%, like you could add a million of them. But the whole thing we have to understand, no matter what your confirmations say, yeah, do what you do, but that's also going against the daddy dollar. So yeah, again, there is a chance, and I do think that we're at least going to come down to these levels at the very least. But just understand, you're going against daddy dollar. Right? And I keep saying that because, again, you're going against daddy dollar. Right? We got to be very careful to go against daddy dollar. But if I am being honest, this does look like a very, very interesting level that if I was taking a chance on going against Daddy Dollar from, that might be a decent opportunity. All right, so I hope that makes sense. All right, I hope that makes sense. You guys do what you guys want with this. I'm personally not trading USDCAD. I haven't traded USDCAD, guys, in a while, just because again it's just an ugly moving pair right now. All right, let's see what we got here. Right, where's my UJ? All right, I don't care about USD Swiss. Here we go. All right, so USDJPY, guys. Right, so at the beginning of the week, this is what I wanted to see. All right, I wanted to see the market actually rebound and then go ahead and continue going flying. This thing just said nope. We're just gonna start flying. All right, now UJ is very interesting, right? Because I'm still very much bullish this long term. But similar concept to what I think the dollar index is doing, right? There's a chance for price to fly from the areas that we're at, but I think that we actually have a chance to actually come back to the downside first. Okay, so for USDJPY, guys, right, I'm looking to more so buy if we're able to make our way down here, right? I do like the opportunity to actually buy it around this 136.9 level. Okay, so that's really my main thing that I'll be looking for, is the buy down here. Okay, now Abel, I get it, Abel, but what can we do now? Can we sell it? There's always somebody, right? Again, you can if you're experienced, right? You can if you're experienced. All right, because yeah, there are different ways for you to capitalize it, right? Like one way that I will personally like, again, just saying a hypothetical rate, right? Yeah, we just broke structure right here, right? Maybe we can catch this little pullback back up to the moving average here in the 15-minute time frame, right here. Literally just this entire level right here, right? We just broke this level, right? So as long as if we can stay below this, maybe one more retest back up to that moving average, getting as close as possible, that can trigger a little sell. Again, it is risky though. It is risky, and that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, right? You can counter trend if you know what you're doing. This will probably be your next opportunity, something like that. I'm personally not going to take that, but that's probably what people are going to try to set up, and it actually could play out. Being honest with y'all, it really could, right? But for me, I'm more so interested in the buy. If I were to look for a short, I would need to see a break of this on the 1 hour, right? The moving average on the 1 hour. I would need to see a break of this 138.2 level to then for me to actually go ahead and look and actually trade it. Where we're at right now, I don't want to look for no sells from right here. I really don't. Right? I don't. So I would either need to wait for price to get here, or I would need more confidence in that sell, and that's me coming from this 138.2 break. If we could break that 138.2, then I'm a big fan of shorting this right down to the 137 level. Right, so yeah, that's what I think for UJ. Let's see, my bias either to wait for pullback and go long for break of structure, or and retest to sell. Watch, yep. I think we might have similar outlooks, Eric. All right, I think we really do. All right, because this is pretty much what I think is a good chance of actually happening. Overall, the long term, and this is the thing, long term we're still very much bullish. Right, don't get that twisted. Right, do not confuse, guys, a short term pullback with the overall direction, right? The overall direction is the overall direction. The overall flow is the overall flow. That's not changing. It's what happens in between, right? It's the noise that happens on these smaller time frames that we're trading. All right, so yeah, I'm just creating the blueprint for myself, right? And then whatever price ends up doing, I'll be able to actually go ahead and play that. Let's see, can we look at NZDCAD, brother Joseph? Yeah, for sure. I got you, man. I got you for sure. Right, so this USDJPY, right? Let's go take a look at, we can take a look at NZDCAD real quick right now, all right, just so I don't forget. All right, so NZDCAD, what we got here? So overall, overall flow has definitely been bearish since last year. We had a lot of selling pressure. We also did just see a very strong push down too, but for the past week and a half, we have just been seeing a lot of slowing down, right? Look at all this selling pressure, and now it's being followed by this slowing down in price. Now, these are daily candles, guys, right? So these are 25 hours a piece, or 24 hours a piece, right? So these are a full day. We are seeing a big slowdown. So what I think is going to happen, I think we are going to see, price push back up prior to that moving average around this 0.81 level. And then from there, we can go ahead and look for some continuations, right? So I'm just going to keep this, again, whenever I do have a pair, guys, that I really don't trade too often, I like to just give you guys the overall bigger outlook, right? Just so you guys can see what the overall bigger picture is, right? But this is what I'll be looking for. I think we actually have a chance to rebound higher before we actually continue. Now, if that's the case, then where can we look for entries from? Right? Well, again, I'm not going to get too crazy, but if I was look to buy this, if I wanted to say buy an opportunity, or if I wanted to look for a buy an opportunity here on NZDCAD to see if we can catch the move higher, then I like maybe this area right here. All right, we do have this little area of demand right here, and probably a retest back to this demand could be a nice attempt, just because the risk to reward is going to be pretty good. Right, the risk to reward is going to be pretty good, right? So we have around a 5-to-1 risk to reward here, guys, which again is, that's juicy for me, right? 4.5, 5-to-1 risk to reward. So yeah, this is where I'll be looking to buy it, seeing if we can go ahead and catch that, that breakout, right? And let me go ahead and just check the MACD real quick. Right now, again, the MACD, guys, I really utilize to pretty much just help me measure momentum, right? Help me measure momentum overall. And when I'm looking at the momentum, right, I know that price is starting to slow down, right? Because we can literally see it. Like, we can see prices starting to get super choppy, right? But what is momentum doing overall? And these indicators help us identify that. Okay, so when was the last time we had the most selling pressure? Clearly, it was right here, right? Look at how big these little candlesticks are, right? These little, little spikes down. So yeah, we had the most selling pressure was right here, right? But ever since we had the most selling pressure, let me actually mark it off, right? The highest selling pressure was right here, right? I just marked it off, right? This little, I'm gonna make this thicker. Wow, right? But ever since we created this bearish candle, right, the momentum has been slowing down, right? We're look at this, we're starting to create higher low, right, from the black candles, just the bearish candles, right? Higher low, we found the low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? What does this tell us? Right, this is definitely telling us that, yeah, the momentum is slowing down as well, right? So it's doing divergence against price. We're starting to see price diverge against the indicator, which is a way to identify momentum is starting to shift. So I like this, right? I like the potential for price to actually rebound and go higher from there. All right, so that's just my outlook for NZDUSD. Let's go take a look at GJ. Right now, again, GJ is definitely a fan favorite, but GJ has been extremely annoying. Remember when I told you guys earlier that this entire week has just been all right, it's been one of those weeks where it's like right? Like, I had a decent start to the week, a very decent, like not decent, right? I had a good start to the week on Monday, but then overnight and then this morning it was right? It wasn't right? Really nothing too crazy has happened, right? And it's just because these markets haven't been doing nothing, right? Like, especially the ones that I trade mainly. Like, I trade EU a lot, I trade GJ a lot, I trade USDJPY a lot, I trade GU sometimes as well, AU as well, right? But the ones that I mainly trade, they haven't been doing nothing, right? They haven't been doing nothing at all, right? Look at this. These are daily candles, right? So literally for the past 4 weeks, an entire month, more longer than a month, right? Well, this is almost 3 months. So for about 3 months now, right? 2-3 months, we literally just been reacting off of this level. Price is just continuously being attracted to this 161.6 level. So it's been very annoying to try to trade GJ over the past few days, but I still have hope in her. All right, listen, man, I talk life. I talk life into my pairs, right? So I have a lot of faith and belief that GJ is going to start acting properly, and she's going to start to move the way that I need her to move, right? She's going to do that dirty thing for me that she loves to do, and I'm going to sit back and I'm going to enjoy it, right? I like to talk life into my pairs, right? So GJ, I still have faith in you. I still believe that you can absolutely perform at the way that I think you can, right? I'm still very much bullish if you guys did not peep game yet. Right, I'm still very much bullish. I think that there's still a good chance for price to actually go ahead and rebound and make its way higher. Right, and again, I get it. Right, we haven't been able to do that. All we've been seeing so far is lower high, lower high, lower high. Right, I get it. I see the signs. I see it all. But I don't know. From a fundamental perspective, in my opinion, this thing is still very much bullish, baby. I don't know. This thing is very much still bullish. So I still like it. I still like it. So guys, again, this is just me. You don't gotta do what I do. But man, if we come back down to these levels right here, I'm gonna be looking for some shorts. I mean, not some shorts. I'm gonna be looking for some longs. Right, I'm gonna be looking for some longs, right? So yeah, if we can come back down to around this 161 level, guys, I'm gonna be looking to buy off that 161. I'll take my chances and I'll deal with the consequences, right? That's all I could do as a trader. Figure out the setup I like, make sure I figure out my confirmations, take the trade when it happens, and deal with the consequences afterwards, right? Very simple, straight to the point. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see, maybe catch up with the comments. Hi, Abel, the Sauce Boss. It's been a long time. Neil Mack. What's going on, Neil Mack? Good to see you in the chats. Well, Nathan, I see you. I appreciate you, man, for tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me for sure, for everybody to tune in. Let's see. Nena M, Euro AUD. I got you. I'll definitely go ahead and take a look at Euro AUD next. I got you. Let's see. You're not in IML anymore. No, I am not. Let's see. Glamorous Princess. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not in IML. I haven't been in IML since February, March, where I actually left and stepped down from being an educator. Yeah, back in March, right? Literally end of February, beginning of March. And yeah, now we're here, right? Now we're here about to do a lot of more amazing things, you know, at a level now where I can actually go ahead and reach more people, impact more people, and that's what I'm excited about. Let's see, would you enter that trade with a pending limit by order or market execution, right? So I have no issues trading both. But it really depends on, again, the situation. It also depends on me, on what I'm currently doing, right? So if I know that I don't have the ability to stay in front of the markets, right, whether it be me just running errands or me doing things with the family, whatever the case may be, right, then you best believe I'm using the pending order because I want to make sure I'm getting in, right? But if I'm chilling, if I'm actually on my computer and I'm working, then it's fine. I'll market execution it, right? Because when I market execution the opportunity, I'm able to now try to get myself a better entry than I could have even possibly gotten on just straight depending order, right? Because when I'm looking at it from a market execution standpoint, when price gets to that area that I'm interested in, right, I'm looking for the reaction, right? I'm reading the price action off of what price does off that level, and then off of the price action is when I go ahead and jump in, right? I don't just jump in if I'm playing the market execution play, right? Because, and the reason why I do that is because when I see what I like to see, right, whether it be a crazy rejection, whether it be, you know, the market running liquidity and then spiking back down, giving me that nice perfect play that I look to watch, right? When I have that and I'm able to see it in real time, now I'm able to have a much tighter stop loss, right? My stop loss is going to be a lot tighter now because I'm playing that one specific opportunity that I'm looking at, right? So it really just depends on the situation, though. You know, again, if I don't have time, if I just can't sit, then yeah, I'm doing that pending order, you know, a little bit of a wider stop, and we're dealing with it. But if I have time, and if I could really go ahead and maximize on the opportunity, I'm just going to sit there and market execution it. All right, let's see. We'll wait for the break of a swing low to take that counter move. Yeah, that's smart, Rodney. Right, what settings on your moving average, right? So this is the 50 period EMA, the 50 period EMA, the 50 period EMA. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at a few other setups, guys, now. So that's GJ. Again, I'm still a big fan of looking to buy off of the 161 level. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. Buy off 161 down here. Okay. Euro AUD, right? Let's go take a look at Euro AUD. All right, so Euro Aussie. I know this pair, guys, for the most part has been bearish as well. I mean, literally this entire year has just literally just been tanking. So we did just keep that in mind, right? Again, it's very important to understand that bigger picture, right? But keep in mind where we're also at. You know, we did actually see price, guys, just come down all the way to this level of structure. You know, we actually ended up closing below it. But look at the reaction right after. Right? So, again, we had a closure below. But then we engulfed it back up. Like, it's these little things like this, guys, that really help us identify, you know, short-term momentum, right? Where we have very strong level. Price clearly breaks it, but gets completely rejected. Clearly, we have demand at that point. Right? Now, again, this was daily time frame, so the demand itself was already lived. Now, what can we expect next, though? Well, I actually do like, guys, the opportunity for Euro AUD to actually sell from these levels that we're at now. All right, so again, I'm still very much bearish. I do want to see price continue to go lower. I think there is a chance for price to realistically go ahead and sell off at least back down to these lows from here. Let's go lower time frame. Right, so yeah, you know, I do like it. I do like the opportunity here, guys, for Euro AUD to realistically, like, really, you know, continue to sell off from these areas. There is a small chance, guys, for price to still maybe want to spike back up higher, maybe test this last bullish candlestick up here before we actually go ahead and short. But the overall flow is I do like the short though, right? I do like the opportunity to short from these areas, so I will be looking for that, right? You can either take it here, stops all the way above the high, or be patient, see if price gives us a pullback, get a better entry, and then take it like that and stuff. All right, so that's where we're at for Euro AUD. All right, let's go take a look at Euro JPY. That's the next one that I seen. I also seen NAS. I'll take a look at NAS 100 as well. All right, so Euro JPY, guys, again, I'm a big fan of this actually going higher. I'm a big fan of buying anything against the yen for right now. All right, I do think that once the Bank of Japan does start to actually tighten up monetary policy just like everybody else, then I think the yen will have its little run. But for right now, I'm still a very big fan, guys, of looking to buy this, right? So for Euro JPY, if we can get back down to, I will say maybe around this 137 level, right around this 137, I will say around 137 300. I think that is a good opportunity to really go ahead and continue to buy this, right? 137 300. I think that is a good opportunity to go ahead and possibly continue to buy this higher, right? Probably even, I like the 137 flat actually, right? 137 flat, and then we can go ahead and probably target right back up to these highs, right? So I do like it. I like the buy momentum on this one. I like the buy power. So if I was doing anything with Euro JPY, I'll literally just be looking for the buy, right? So just be, it is a little bit of a ways. Again, I get it, Abel, man, bro, we're trying to do something now, bro, and you're giving us all these plays where we gotta wait. Again, if you're experienced, there's nothing holding you back from catching the counter trend move if you're experienced. But for me, especially for all my newer traders on the call, I'm always only going to give you the trade that's going to be with the path of least resistance, right? Because I want to make sure that all the newer traders are understanding what are the important trades that we should be looking at. And those are the ones that are always going with the direction of the flow, with the direction of the market as a whole. Right now, if you're experienced, I mean, take the information. If you're experienced, I shouldn't have to even tell you this anyways, right? Take the information I'm giving you, and if you like it, then look for that reversal, right? Do the same thing that you normally do anyways. Yeah, but that's Euro JPY overall, right? So it definitely looks good as well, right? Let's see what else we got here. Pound Aussie, I'm looking for sells. Let's go take a look at Pound Aussies, right? So just off first rip, I like sells as well. I mean, if I'm selling Euro AUD, then more times than not, there's also a good chance that I'm selling, GBP AUD as well, right? Euro AUD and GBP AUD, sometimes they move very, very similar, right? So yeah, I do like the sell off here, all right? I do like the continuation lower here for GBP AUD as well. We came back up, we did retest a level of structure of significance, an area where we did have, a decrease in demand come in. So, we could realistically see this thing turn around right from these levels here for GBP AUD, right? So yeah, that's not a bad one at all, right? So now how can you get involved if you're not in? Again, very simple. We did just see price break down, pull back up, entry, continue lower. Don't overcomplicate it, guys, right? Remember, trading itself is really not that complicated. It's just a lot of experience growing, right? It's a lot of experience building that you have to go through, but it's really not that complicated, right? So yeah, that's how I'll play that. I'll sell it from around the 1.7 level, 1.7 all day long. Let's see. Do you see GJ going lower? Let's see. Do you see GJ go lower based off the monthly candlestick closing and the new one printing, which most likely create a deep bottom wick? I mean, there is a possibility for GJ, right? Again, I think for me, with GJ, and the reason why I'm still very much bullish for GJ is just, again, I'm looking at, the current state of the Bank of England, right? I'm also looking at the current state of the Bank of Japan. Which one of these banks, right, are offering a more attractive interest rate that is going to encourage foreign investors to come in, right? Because when we're dealing with, guys, a lot of these different situations, right, with other countries and other currencies, we have to now compare those two, right? What is happening in Japan? What is happening in with the Bank of England, right? What are their monetary policies looking like? Which one is more aggressive? Which one is looser, right? Which government, which central bank is focused on tightening, which one is focused on easing, right? All this stuff plays a big part in it, right? So right now, what I do know, and the reason why I am still very much bullish, is that right now, yeah, the Bank of England, guys, has been tightening, right? They have been doing similar things just like the US, where they're raising interest rates, You know, they're tightening up monetary policy across the board to try to combat inflation. Where I look at Japan, and Japan hasn't done that at all, right? Japan in itself still hasn't raised rates. They still haven't done nothing whatsoever, right? You know, they're still in the process of quantitative easing, right? They're still allowing, you know, inflation to pretty much do what it, even though, again, for being honest, their inflation isn't as crazy as most across the world. So I get it. But again, we have to compare these things, right? One is raising rates, one is still keeping rates the same, right? That is going to usually cause one to increase in value against the other, right? So I just think, and I could be completely wrong, right? If I am, it is what it is, right? I'm only human. But that's why I think, for me personally, yeah, the pound is just a lot more attractive because it's offering a higher rate of return for foreign investors, right? They are being a lot more aggressive with fighting inflation, right? They are actually tightening up monetary policy when all this combination is only going to make the pound that more attractive, in my opinion, right? So that's why I'm still very much bullish this, right? That's why I've been trying and attempting buys, and I get good entries. It's just they keep on getting smacked at break even, right? I know I'm not the only one, right? I know a lot of you guys been looking at these opportunities with me as well, these GJ buys. I know a lot of my trading friends too have been doing it. It's just, you know, we just got to deal with these type of markets, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, let's see. Yep, let's go check on gold. I know a lot of you guys just asked about gold. Let's go take a look at this, right? So I have been a seller of gold, guys, and I told you guys I still expect gold to continue selling off, and I still expect gold to continue selling off, right? So nothing has changed here for gold at all whatsoever. So I'm still very much wanting to sell it. So if we can see price pop back up, maybe around that 1731 level, guys, for gold, then there is a chance for this thing to continue. Right, so yeah, if we can go ahead and pop back up to around the 1731, very straight to the point, very simple. I like the opportunity for gold around that level, right, around this 1731 level. Now, one thing we have to keep in mind as well, right? What if, right? Well, what if price actually runs this level? Cool. If it runs it, then we're probably going to target back up to the next area of supply, which is all the way up here. Right, so if price does run it and actually ends up breaking this level, right, like the same level that I have highlighted, again, very simple. Learn how to utilize, guys, these key levels, right? If price for whatever reason runs this key level and we break it, when price comes back down to test it, more times than not, it is going to respect it now because we had enough momentum to actually break it. If we have enough momentum to break it in a situation like this, right, where we had an increase in buying pressure just come in, right, again, this is a lot of buying pressure, then yeah, you know, that can absolutely lead to higher pricing, right? You know, so again, if the demand is strong enough to break this level at 1730 and hold above it, it's probably going to be strong enough to bring us up to 1750s. Okay, so yeah, I'm still very much bearish gold though. Don't get it twisted. I'm still very much bearish it. And I still want to look for the sell, right? 1732, 1733 looks super sexy. But what if price runs it? Then we're probably going to target that 1750, and then I'll look to short from there. Okay, so that's my opinions, guys, on gold, right? I do like the 1730s, 1731, 1732, 1733. I do like those areas, though, for sure, to look for some shorts. All right, let's see what else we got here. GJ, we believe in you. Isn't there some big news this week? CPI tonight. There is some CPI for the euro. All right, not necessarily for the pound. Let's see. Bullets for GJ. I have been, man, and it's just, you know, it is what it is, right? Let's see. What made you step down from IM Academy, right? It's more, I mean, just me wanting to do my own thing, right? We're going to keep it very sweet and simple, right? Me wanting to do my own thing, and me just doing what I think was going to benefit me and my value in a better way, right? You know, I just think I wasn't being valued in a way that I should have been, in my opinion, right? But that's for a whole different topic. Eventually, sometime in the future, guys, this is probably the #1 question I get literally every single day. Abel, why are you not educating for IM? Why are you not on Go Live? Why can't I see you teach no more, bro? I learned so much from you. I get it. You know, I get it. It was definitely a very abrupt decision, but it was something I felt like I needed to do for myself, right? You know, be able to take control of me, my brand, my education, my knowledge, and all that stuff, right? And I'll be able to give you guys a lot more, right? So, but eventually I'll create a video and I'll drop that for you guys so you guys can really know the real of what's really going on. But that's not going to happen anytime soon, right? That's going to be later on. Let's see. He took a risk on himself, launching his own platform, teaching what he wants, and now he's told to. I appreciate you, Glamorous. Means a lot. Let's see, maybe tomorrow we can go over again how to differentiate whether news may be good for the economy or the currency. I still think I'm a little confused. I got you, Oscar. It definitely is. It definitely takes a little bit of time to actually get it, but once you do get it, Oscar, watch what it does to your trading, right? Because you already know a lot more than a lot of people in the chat, Oscar. So watch what it does for you when you really get that down pat. It's gonna change everything for you. All right, let's see. When waiting for an entry in real time, do you wait for a break and retest of the supply demand zone, or you just look at the candlestick patterns in those zones? Right. So what I like to, and this is exactly what I like to look for. Right. Let me see if I could find an example. Right. We'll actually look at AUDUSD. Right. Because again, this is one that actually played out pretty well. Right. Like absolutely to the T that we expected. Right. Now for AUDUSD, guys. Right. When it comes to identifying areas, if you want to look for trades and look for entries. Right. Very simple. When I was looking at this area, I told you guys I wanted to see price come up to here. Right, and the reason why I chose this area is very simple. We had a lot of selling pressure, so clearly there was a lot of selling pressure at these areas all the way up here, right? Anywhere between here and the moment that we actually broke the neckline, this whole level is really where the buildup for the selling pressure actually started, right? We know that. We can see that. All right. So the reason why I highlighted this area, right? Big shout out to Javier. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to every single one of y'all that's rocking with us. Kingsley, what's going on, Kingsley? Shout out to you as well. I appreciate you. Welcome to the wealthy fam. Right, Kingsley, since you actually became a member of the channel, please send me a message on Instagram immediately after this so I can get you added into the private community. Because everybody that does become a member of my YouTube, right, which is literally the cheapest thing is only $5 a month, right? Literally $5, right? So that gets you access to the private community, guys. So please, Kingsley, my man, I appreciate you. Thank you for sponsoring the channel. Definitely go ahead and send me that message and I'll get you added into that private community. All right, got you for sure. Feedback is happening when you grab the mic. Okay, so that's what it is. I appreciate y'all. Right, I appreciate y'all. Right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. So you think with China? Do you think what China is doing a good for their economy or their currency as well? As do you think it's a short or long-term effect they are looking for? China's going through a lot. Right, China's going through a lot right now, right? It's like they're going through a lot more than I think what most people are really understanding, right? So not only are they dealing with obviously similar things that we're dealing with, right, with rising inflation, supply chain issues. I mean, they're dealing with a lot of things, but they're also even dealing with a lot more, right? Where now a lot of their warehouses, right, are being shut down. It's just a lot going on with China, guys, that they're dealing with, and I mean, it just doesn't look healthy, right? If I were to do anything with China, I'm getting the hell out of China, right? If I had assets that were Chinese assets, I'm getting out of Chinese assets, right? I'm liquidating all of them, right? I'm going cash heavy immediately, right? Just because, again, there's too much uncertainty over there. There's too much fear. I don't even need to know about the details, right? I don't even need to know about every little intricate detail. All I need to know is the fact that there is a lot of chaos. They are going through a lot of shit. And that's the type of stuff I would not want to be invested into. Okay, so that's how I will approach it, Oscar. Not to get too in depth, too crazy. Let's see. I don't know if you feel the same way. It's just hard trading and educating other people on live. Too much opinions can mess up your decision. It really does, Eric. No, you're 100% right about that. I'm actually glad that you brought up that point, right? Because the question that I've been getting a lot as well is, Abel, bro, if do you trade Asian session? And I mark up during Asian session 100%. But I don't actively trade Asian session, right? When I'm actually sitting in front of my computer and I'm pressing buy or sell, like that's in New York session, right? I am a New York session trader, all right? Excuse me. I usually wake up like around 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and I'm locked in for trading New York. And a big question that I get is, hey, well, bro, why don't you trade these live sessions during New York sessions so that we can watch you trade it? And I get it, right? I get it. Trust me. But from the experience that I've had, guys, over the past 4 years, right? Again, for those of you guys that are newer to my channel, you got to understand, I'm coming from a background already of educating in the Forex space. For the past 4 years, I was teaching in this space. For the past 2 years, right? Maybe for the past year and a half to 2 years, I was trading live every single morning, New York session every single morning. Now, I say all that to tell you guys this. The reason why I don't currently do it now is because I did experience a major drop off in my trading because of the public pressure, right? I don't care what anybody tells you guys. That public pressure, guys, of trading in real time, trying to call out real opportunities, real setups, even if you're not calling out direct signals, just the fact that you know you have people watching you, that pressure is a real thing, right? That pressure will cause you to actually lose a lot more trades than you think. So it is true, right? So yeah, you know, again, that's why for me, my New York session is my New York session. I don't care how anybody feels this, and that's when I gotta be focused. That's when I gotta lock in, and I gotta make sure I'm doing my thing, right? Because I got bills to pay, right? So again, that's just something that I'm pretty sure that, again, if you eventually aspire to become a mentor in this space, an educator in this space, it's definitely gonna be something you're gonna have to deal with for sure, right? But that's just something that, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, you're 100% right. It definitely does, could hurt you a lot, especially if you're not experienced, right? Let's see. Did I miss NAS? Right, you did not. Let's actually go take a look at NAS 100. So again, this thing is doing exactly what we've been expecting. I wanted to see it to come up to this 12. I still think there is a chance for a price to come up here, guys. Right, so for NAS, again, we didn't really see price. I mean, we've seen a little mini sell-off, but I think I'm still not sold yet on this, right? I think we still have a very good chance, guys, of seeing price come up to this 12,800 level. And then from there, I think that we're going to actually go ahead and sell off, right? So I'm still waiting for price to reach up here, right? Yeah, I see it. You know, we did see a little short sell-off, but I'm not convinced, right? I want to see price come up to here. And then from here, 12,800, 12,900, guys, that's where I'm looking to sell it all day long. Right, I'm very much bearish these indices for sure, for sure. All right, so let's see. Are you in any trade? Right now, the only trade that I'm actually in right now. Let me see. I mean, EURUSD is just being a pain in the butt. Right, on one of my accounts, I actually still have a EURUSD sell open, but I might end up closing that. Like, I might end up closing these sells. I'm being honest. Again, I might just not even trade EURUSD just because it's been super annoying. But I do currently have some shorts open on it, if we're being honest. But I literally might end up getting out of those for sure. But overall, guys, you know, it's definitely been it's been a very interesting week, right? You guys want to see? You guys are probably not gonna be able to see the actual numbers, but you guys can see the color. All right, it's not a blue color, right? It's not a blue. Right, so right now, again, you guys can't really see the numbers because the actual camera's not that good. But you know, just now, I'm just know I'm in drawdown a few $1,000s right now, right? But that's just how the market's been overall this week, guys. You know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm currently in some EU shorts that I'm probably gonna end up getting out of, and then I'll go ahead and do what I gotta do. All right. Abel, do you recommend traders to stay away from red folders? If so, how much time before and after the red folder comes out should we trade? Right, good question, Ron. So I don't recommend. I'll keep it like this. I recommend traders that do not understand fundamentals like we do here to stay away from it. Right? If you do not understand fundamental analysis at a high level, then avoid trying to trade the news. But if you understand fundamentals and you understand sentiment, hell no, we love the news. Right now, are we actually going to trade the actual release of the news? Like as soon as it comes out, that's a little bit riskier, right? Because you really don't know what the market's going to do. The market can very well come out, go in your direction 100 pips, and you in and out. Or the market can go against you 100 pips, and you're in and out, right? Or the market can even jump over your orders because of slippage, right? So it's a lot riskier to try to trade the actual release. But 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour after the release, you can find some fire opportunities for sure to take advantage of, right? So again, I'm very much, just for an example, I'm very much risk off, right? I've been saying that, right? I've been trading dollar bulls all day long, right? I've been bullish the dollar all day long, right? I've been bearish the indices all day long, right? So when news comes out that just correlates with what already my bias has been this entire year, even if the news goes against us, I'm using that opportunity to now get in at an even better price, right? I'm now getting in to actually get in at a better price, right? So if you're not experienced, avoid the news. If you are experienced, use the news to your advantage, all right? It really would change the game for you, right? George, I appreciate you, George. Thank you so much for sending the $5 Thank you so much, George. I appreciate you so much for constantly supporting and showing love to this channel. It definitely does mean a lot to me for sure. Right, and I appreciate you, George, man. You've been sending so much love, man. I'm actually gonna go ahead, and because of that, I'm actually gonna turn you into a moderator for the chat, George. Right, as a thank you, right? So I only have, I think, 4 or 5 moderators on hand, right, and 2 of them are moderators. Shout out to Bert. are simply just because they show me massive love, right? They constantly supporting the channel, supporting the streams, and it just goes a long way for me, right? Even the littlest gesture like that just means a lot, right? So, you know, we got Bert as one of the moderators for just showing massive love, right? And now we also got George as well, right? So George, I appreciate you. Shout out to you for being our newest moderator. And now you have the ability to manage the chat for me if you wanted to, right? You don't have to. I just feel like it give you a little bit more responsibility because you've been showing massive love. All right, so let's see. This is such a mental game. A level isn't a level unless you're focused on it and not what other people I see. I feel every time I backtest in front of anyone. Yeah, it really does. Again, that public pressure, I'm telling you, is a real thing. Like, I don't care what anybody says. It is a thing, guys, right? Do not let that public pressure force you to do something that you know is also not going to benefit you, right? Like, if you know you're trying to trade, but you're not comfortable doing it because of the pressure that's on it, don't do it. Right, you're only gonna hurt yourself, your account, and you're only gonna hurt your, you know, anybody else's account that you're probably trying to trade off. Right? Don't ever trade when you're feeling pressure to do so, guys. Ever, right? It just doesn't work out. All right. I actually want to make one more person as well a moderator, right? Just because he's been showing love literally since he's been following me for a while, right? So I gotta just show one more person love. My guy Christian. Mr. Estrada itself, man, I appreciate you, my brother. I definitely want to go ahead and just show you love as well and make you a moderator just because you're always in these channels, you're always in the videos, and again, you know, you're always just showing massive love. You've been showing love to me for the past few years now, right? And I appreciate you so much for that, right? So thank you so much. All right, and guys, again, I will continue to, you know, promote people as a moderator as you you know, continue to rock with me, right? Continue to stay with me, continue to show love, support it, and you know, I got you for sure. All right, but yeah, NAS 100, guys, this is what I'm pretty much looking for, right? Very interesting. Let's see. Yep, I'm always scared of the market. If people don't fear the market, you clearly don't understand what happened in 2008 in Trump election, right? Let's see. What would you wait for on AU? Would you wait for 8 o'clock NFP news, right? Baby girl Todd. Let's go take a look at AU again, right? Let's see what we got here. All right, let's see what we got here, right? All right, so for AUDUSD, right? Again, there's going to be periods in time when AUDUSD is going to be the most volatile during Sydney's session. What time session are we currently in right now? We are in Sydney's session, right? So there is a chance for AUD to absolutely start to gain value or gain volatility right now because we are in Asian session. So I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if we seen the Aussie gain strength during Asian session, which is right now. And then during London session going into New York, we absolutely start selling back off. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for, right? So I mean, you could wait for the news if there is news, if you wanted to. But I'm more so just taking it. Again, no matter what the news, in my opinion, I'm still going to be looking for that similar reaction, right? Just because I'm so I'm looking at the market in a specific way, right? So, yeah, I'm chilling, right? If we could see this thing continue higher, you know, I like to, again, sell off probably from these levels up here. Let's see, me in Chicago back up, Abel for sure. Yeah, nah, you've been showing hella love, Christian. I appreciate you, my brother. Let's see, do you fear the markets? I don't fear the markets, right? I don't fear the market at all, but I also know that the market is unpredictable, right? The market is uncontrollable, right? If somebody tells you that they know every single move that the market is making, if they know every single move that is done, then ask them first of all why they're not a billionaire, all right? Because they should be up $1 billion if they know every single move, right? So I don't fear the markets because I practice proper risk management. And again, I could tell if somebody's actually really following the rules by if they actually fear the markets or not, right? So it's not about fearing the markets. If you're only risking 1 or 2%, what is there to be fearful about? Right? What is there to fear? What is there to be fearful? So again, if you're following your rules, and if you understand the markets, and you understand that this market is going to do what it wants to do, is unpredictable at the end of the day, like overall unpredictable. Yeah, we could have our little, you know what I'm saying, little things here and there, but overall, guys, this market is going to get theirs. All right, so as long as you understand that, you understand that the market's going to do what it has to do, and you understand how to practice proper risk management, there's nothing to worry about. Let's see, the market seems to always retrace the move of the news. Be patient. I'm talking to myself. Let the market retrace, and if you are new, take a position then. I love that, Carol, because you are 100% right. Right, because there's a lot of times, guys, where yeah, you know, the actual news comes out, we see an initial massive sell-off, And then the market always, not always, but the market typically likes to rebound that sell-off, right? That new sell-off that happened usually will get rebound. And if we are aware of the rebound, and if we know that the overall direction is still bearish, and on that rebound, as long as you're patient, you could definitely go ahead and look for another opportunity for sure. All right, so you're 100% right with that, right? 1,000% right. All right, so guys, I do have some major news as well that I want to make sure I give out to y'all. Right, so for everybody that's been asking me, guys, about the boot camp, right? I know the boot camp has been absolutely on fire. We literally had, I only hosted 2 boot camps, right, so far, and I've had well over 100 people that actually attended these boot camps, right, which is absolutely amazing. But I had a lot of people still that are very, very interested in the boot camp that were not able to attend for whatever reason. Well, guys, I got great news for y'all that actually want access to the boot camp, and not just access to the boot camp, but also want access to individual days of the boot camp is now available right here. ProTraderBootcamp.com, right? ProTraderBootcamp.com, guys. If you guys go right to that website, you guys can now get the entire boot camp, day 1 through 5 of the most recent boot camp that I did. Right, this is the most recent one. You guys can get all 5 days now in one bundle, right? Right now, literally whenever you want. So now it's not about waiting. You don't have to wait, because my next boot camp, my next live one, if you want to wait for my next live one, you can wait for the next live one. But the next live one is going to be more expensive, right? It's going to be more expensive than obviously the recordings. But the next live one isn't going to be probably till November, right? You know, it's going to be a few months out. So for right now, what you guys can do is either take advantage of the entire boot camp if you didn't watch it, or if you just need help with specific days, whether it be emotions, managing risk like a pro, deep dive into fundamental and sentimental analysis. Definitely probably a fan favorite is definitely this one right here, that fundamental and sentimental analysis day. All right, and then technicals, and then then creating the system. If you guys want it, it is all here, guys. ProTraderBootcamp.com, ProTraderBootcamp.com. And the best thing about it, for anybody that purchased any of these videos, whether it's just one of these or whether it's the entire thing, all right, you also get added into the bootcamp telegram that I created. Right, because I have a specific bootcamp telegram, a telegram just for my bootcamp students, just for anybody that's an alumni of my bootcamp. I got a specific telegram just for y'all, where we're literally actually going to be doing, you know, live Zoom calls together, pretty often, right? So again, you're not just getting a recording, you also do get access to the actual telegram as well, right? So that's just major, right? The telegram in itself is just major, right? So it's here, guys. You know, I just want to go ahead and be able to provide you guys with this, so that you guys do have it. Now, one thing that I'm also about to have available very, very soon, is I actually have a physical version of a journal, right? A trading journal, guys, that I'm actually getting created right now, right? That I will also have available for you guys, so that you guys can, you know, for anybody that still wants to use maybe, you know, a physical copy, or wants to write it on a physical copy, I got you guys with that as well, right? That should be up probably by tomorrow for sure, right? So, but just a few announcements, guys, for the boot camp. You know, it is here. It's available now. I promise you, after you go through this boot camp, you are going to start to have a lot of an understanding, right? Because it's a lot of, we're talking about, guys, this is probably like 10 hours. This is like 10 hours worth of just content, right? 10 hours of just straight value on value on value. So, it's there. Take advantage of it. And, yeah, matter of fact, what I would do as well, guys, right? Just because, again, I always like to make sure that, you know, the offers are lit, right? So whoever the next, I would say the next 3 people to actually purchase, right, the entire video series, right, the next 3 people to purchase the entire series, right, we can also go ahead, you will get, let's say, you'll get, on top of you getting the entire video series, I will also give you 3 one-on-ones on top of that. Right, 3 one-on-ones on top of that, right? So we can go ahead and in-depth and go over all the content and all the stuff that you wanted, right? So you purchase the video series, you also get 3, not 1, not 2, you get 3 one-on-ones with me that we'll be able to go over and take advantage of, right? So just a little extra sauce for anybody that does decide to take action. You get that, right? So it's gonna be lit. You know, it's gonna be lit, guys. Take advantage of it. You get access to the telegram, and you get access to one-on-ones. You can't beat that. It's gonna be absolutely game changer for you for sure. But besides that goal, guys, that's pretty much all I'm looking for. Again, one of my favorite opportunities, AUDUSD is definitely gonna be probably one of my favorite ones going into tonight. To see what we got. I'm just gonna be watching Euro USD. Like I said, I am in some shorts, but I'm literally about to get out right now as we speak. Like as soon as I get off of this, and I'm just gonna be patient. I might just let someone just do what it has to do, and I'll just probably find something else, right? So AUD USD is definitely probably gonna be one of my favorite ones going into tonight. GJ, if I still got faith and hope in GJ, I just need to see it to come down to around this 161 level, and then I'll start to look to buy again. Yeah, those are probably the best ones. UJ, if we can get down to the 137 for UJ, I'll also be interested in it, but I don't know if we're gonna get down there anytime soon. All right, I really don't know. All right, so AUD, USD, and GBPJPY guys are probably going to be my favorite, right, for sure. Let's see. I'll be getting mine after the 12th. It's rent time. Oh, 100%, Oscar, right? Trust me, right? We all got to pay either rent or mortgage, right? It's definitely coming up. All right, let's see. Needs that day 3. Yep. Is that out? It is out, right? Literally, ProTraderBootcamp.com is up right now. Anybody can go to it and start purchasing it for sure. Is the bootcamp chat and the inner circle chat the same? Those are 2 separate chats, Roy. All right, so I got 2. I got one for my inner circle, and then I got one for my bootcamp students. All right, let's see. Don't forget oil. I got you, George. You know I got you. All right, let's go take a look at oil and finish it with oil before we get off this because George needs it, so I got him, right? So oil, guys, very interesting. Right now, I think we actually do have a chance, guys, to continue to see oil go higher. Right now, last week or whenever I actually looked at this last, it looks like I might have looked at this last at, yeah, I think maybe last week, 2 weeks ago. Right, but I wanted to see this thing rebound, and I still think, guys, we do have a good chance for this thing to actually go ahead and rebound, right? So I'm a big bull here for oil, just because I think it's super undervalued, right? So looking to buy like right around these areas is probably not a bad idea. I'm not even gonna lie to you. All right, I'm not even gonna lie to you, right? Looking for some longs, guys, is probably not bad. You know, realistically, if we can go ahead and get back above this 93 level. Right, if we can go ahead and capture 93 again, then there's definitely a good chance for us to go ahead and continue back to the upside. But yeah, I'm a big fan of buying oil right now. It just looks super attractive from a sentimental perspective. I think oil is in demand, but even a technical perspective is starting to line up as well. All right, let's see what else we got here. So the entire package, what's the cost? So to actually get the 5 days is $325, right? $325 one time. And that's the cheapest it's probably going to ever be, right? Because, again, I especially as I continue to really build this boot camp out, a big reason why I wanted to have all my boot camp students together in a Telegram is because, again, I want to make sure I'm providing you guys extra value, right? Because, like I said, the boot camp students, right, you guys obviously went through the entire boot camp, but you guys also have, again, live sessions with me now, right? So, again, I'm going to be doing live sessions maybe 2 times a week, specifically just for the people that are in the boot camp, okay? So I love all my people in the inner circle, but again, this is specifically for those in the actual boot camp, right? So live actual sessions as well. Right, but besides that, family, I do appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for rocking with me today. Another phenomenal stream. Once again, a banger. I appreciate y'all. I will be back here tomorrow, same time, same place, just ready to continuously provide you guys with massive value. I look forward to just continue seeing you guys showing up as well. Today was absolutely on fire, and I appreciate you guys, all the comments, questions, and concerns that you guys dropped. It is much appreciated no matter what the comment, question, or concern was. Right, so family, I appreciate you guys. I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. All right, family, have a good one.